material sciences is being used in a church. We were traveling together. He was telling me about its use in the life sciences. Material sciences, metallurgy is using it. Aerospace scientists are using it. Your rockets, your satellites. India has progressed so much, along with, say, NASA or other agencies. One of the reasons is nanotechnology. You must have read in the paper today or yesterday that our rocket, Mars. Can you hear me? Get up. We traveled half the distance. In fact, on 29th of what month? Then it was just given the command to move towards, on 30th the command was given to move towards Mars. An eminent scientist of NASA, he was giving a talk at our place. And he gave diagrams and he gave pictures. It's amazing. Now, if you want to have minimal weight, maximum strength, you want something which is impervious to temperature, the material can be totally, the property of the material can be totally changed. And on the biological side, I was also told that, say, for making roads strong, the upper layer of the road, the western world, I am told, Professor Harsh was telling me, the layer has the nanoparticles, and it shows that waterproof and strong. So all sorts of uses are possible. But like all other areas of science, it has both the positive and the negative sides. It can be used for human good, and it could be equally destructive. Defense is the largest user of nanotechnology. That is one area where I think maybe the scientists, they are mostly dedicated to laboratories and working there. We have to bring in some ethical issues as well. How to use nanotechnology for the good of the environment. That's one major issue which has to be addressed. The subject is nanotechnology Vision 2020. You are having a leap for next 6 years. What is the plan of the government? I don't know. What is the plan of the universities? I don't know. One doesn't hear about it. Maybe there are some great institutions, I was told, like Indian Institute of Technology, Bangalore. I happened to visit there. It's a great institution. DRDO set up in Hyderabad. That's another institution. Many universities are also trying. Many of these scholars here sitting also are experts in nanotechnology. Hopefully, they must be having a plan. But being a rank outsider, as I said, my knowledge of science is limited, except that they are all beneficiaries of science. I have some concerns. Some of them are general concerns about science, or use of science in India, or promotion of science in India. Supposing I were to ask you, name 3 products, Indian products, manufactured or, and it's a question to you, all stick beside this here. It's a provocative question. Name 3 Indian products, manufactured or industrial products, the brands of which are known all over the world. Please name any. One of them is, of course, nano car. which has shaken the automobile world. I didn't want to say that, but forget that's a very small. It is not a real instrumentality for converting new research. Must be some ideas, great ideas, some new invention are lying dormant in the national laboratories. But have they become commercial production? No. Can you name a single item of the national laboratory which has become a major issue of commerce? Have you converted those ideas into production? In America, what happens? Once I went there, I was in the Stone School of Management, MIT, and the question was, whether American science, that we had in fortune. And that day, they distributed that article for discussion, and for the whole day there was a discussion only of that. That kind of, open-minded. Now there were 49 people from about 18 countries. And the Indians, as you know, are argumentative people. We would often raise questions. But that day we were silent. The professor noticed this and he said, "Yeah, why is it that you are quiet today?" I said, the subject is so America specific, what do I say? And secondly, if your article says that you are going down the drain, the Germans are going ahead of you and Japanese are going ahead of you, and they are getting more patents registered as US, how do I question it and why should I question it? The article said that American science is almost in the black hole. Which of course was not true. No, that's the reason why, since only Americans are talking here in this meeting, I will want your comments. So I gave one aspect, one perspective. There's only one part of the entire problem. I said you have one great instrumentality. It ensures that science gets promoted. It ensures that the science is also infused. And that is venture capital. Anything new develops in any new university, any university of America, any research laboratory in America, the venture capitalists would go, they have deep pockets, they would say, "Mr. Scientist, we'll help you set up an industry." They take up 10 projects. 5 fail to 0 return. They invest money, lose money. 2, 3 just fail through. And another 2 or 3, they make so much of profit that their companies earn more than the normal company. That's why people invest in quite high risk. Now that system does not exist. The result is that every scientist there thinks that he can be another Bill Gates. He can be as rich as him, as famous as him. So that's a tremendous motivation for the scientist. And it happens. And it's the fastest method of converting research into commercial production and getting the advantage of science. Now somehow that system does not exist. When I was in CB, I requested one Indian American who had a committee to formulate the regulations for venture capital. You need incubators, you need angels, you need venture capitalists. And I told him, I said, make such rules that someday an American scientist should think that he could get his product commercialized in India. He could set up the factory in India. They gave excellent reports. We persuaded the ministry also to change many of the rules. Recently, I was talking to some very eminent industrialist, iconic figure. He was telling me that despite those great rules, the tax authorities were harassing these people, and virtually the entire concept of venture capitalism has come to a grinding halt. Now, I would suggest that the scientists should not only confine themselves to laboratory, we should also consider this aspect. How to convert science into production. What are the impediments? What are the hurdles? We must consider that. Once again, it's a vast subject, and I said my knowledge is as minimal as nano subject. So you excuse me, you have to blame the organizers why they called me. But thank you very much. And I would think that this conference should be a success, would be a success. And one test of success would be that if you could generate some interest in some of these students to pick up this nano as the subject or their future subject. I think that even if one does it, I think the conference would be successful. I hope many more do it and conference becomes even more successful. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot from the bottom of our hearts, sir, for giving us your valuable knowledge and precious time. Due to some urgent work, our honorable chief guest has to leave us. So with a round of applause and thundering clapping, I would request Director General Pramila Surana ma'am to please give the memento to our honorable chief guest. Thanks a lot, ma'am. The next dignified personality who is the guest of honor of this event, Mr. P.M. Bharadwaj, who had been ex-chairman cum managing director of Instrumentation Limited, Kota. He has also been an ex-director RIEL Jaipur. With full respect and honor, let us welcome our guest of honor, Mr. P.M. Bharadwaj, to share a word of inspiration with us.
Respected Dr. Changayach, Dr. Chaurasia, Dr. SP and Dr. R.P. Rajoria, Director General Mrs. Surana, Vice Chairman Mr. Surana, Director Chandraji, Principal Tiwari ji, respected faculty members and dear students. मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि आज मैं आपके बीच में हूँ। बहुत ज़्यादा कॉलेजेस में मुझे खुद को नंबर याद नहीं, बहुत जगह मुझे बुलाया गया, लेकिन इस ग्रुप में दीपशिखा ग्रुप ऑफ कॉलेज में आज मेरा पहला मौका है कि मैं आपके बीच में आया हूँ। आपके बीच में मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ इंजीनियर्स का मैं चीफ कोऑर्डिनेटर भी हूँ और आज इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ इंजीनियर्स और दीपशिखा ग्रुप ऑफ कॉलेजेस मिलके जो नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर 2 days ऑल इंडिया कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए मैं आप सभी को बधाई देता हूँ और ये कॉन्फ्रेंस आपकी सक्सेसफुल हो, ऐसी मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ। साथियों, एक चीज मैं बोलना चाहूँगा, नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी की बात करें तो ठीक है, कॉम्पैक्ट, लेस वेट, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, लेकिन इतने बड़े बड़े डॉक्टर्स यहाँ बैठे हैं, रिलेटेड स्पेशलिस्ट बैठे हैं। मेरा ख्याल मुझे छोड़ के बाकी सबके आगे डॉक्टर लिखा हुआ है जितने भी हैं, तो उसके बारे में तो ये लोग बोलेंगे ही और 2 दिन जो है रस की लूटम लूट आपके बीच में होगी। लेकिन मैं थोड़ा सा जहाँ भी गया, चाहे वो नेशनल लेवल की सेमिनार हो, इंटरनेशनल लेवल की सेमिनार हो, मैंने रिलीजियस नोटिंग से अपनी बात चालू की। तो क्यों रिलीजियस नोटिंग? इतने बड़े बड़े डॉक्टर्स यहाँ बैठे हैं, तो मैं क्यों धार्मिक बात से अपनी बात चालू कर रहा हूँ? मेरा ये मानना है कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट को लेकर के आप ऑल इंडिया कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ इंजीनियर्स के साथ मिलके। इसकी सक्सेस तभी पॉसिबल है, कोई भी अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं तो उसकी रिलीजियस नोटिंग के साथ शुरुआत की जाए तो सक्सेस बिल्कुल मिलेगी। अब क्यों रिलीजियस नोटिंग? तो आग लगी आकाश में, जल जल गिरे अंगार, आग लगी आकाश में, जल जल गिरे अंगार, और संत ना होते जगत में तो जल मरता संसार। संत हमारी आत्मा, हम संतों की ध्येय, और हम संतों में यूं रमे जो बादल में। एटमॉस्फेयर चारों तरफ ऐसे हो रहा है जैसे कि आग लगी हुई है, गैंग रेप हो रहे हैं, कहीं कहीं जो है टेररिज्म हो रहा है, इवन इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस में टेररिस्ट मिल रहे हैं, आपके पड़ोस में ही मिले, आपको मालूम है। तो ऐसा जो एटमॉस्फेयर हो रहा है, आग लगी आकाश में। अब हम सोचें कि भैया हम जो चुपचाप बैठे रहे, देखते रहे, मजे रहे इस आग के, तो ऐसा नहीं होगा, अंगारे गिर जाएंगे ऊपर। आग लगी आकाश में, जल जल गिरे अंगार, और संत ना होते जगत में तो जल मरता संसार। अब अगर इस आग से बचना है, मान लो किसी हॉल में आग लगी और किसी ने कहा कि आग से बचने का तरीका क्या है, बोले उस कोने में जाओ। बोले उस कोने में क्या होगा, बोले वहां संत जो है सुराना जी खड़े हुए हैं। तो बोले इनके पास जाने से क्या होगा, फायर फाइटिंग इक्विपमेंट थोड़ी है, बोले आग से बच जाओगे। इनकी ऐसी प्रॉपर्टी है, साधु संतों की ऐसी प्रॉपर्टी है कि जो 5 फुट के रेडियस में, जस्ट फॉर एग्जांपल 5 फुट कह रहा हूँ, 5, 10 फुट, 15 फुट के रेडियस में जो उनके